I was very aware. And honestly, the thing that was going through my mind when I had 49 against the Heat earlier this season, I took a shot and we got the ball back, but it was like 50 seconds left. And I remember I told him, I waved him off. I didn't go get the ball. And Jamal Crawford texted me after the game. He was like, man, if you're ever that close to 50, nobody's going to remember, time and score. They just going to record if you had 50 or not. Because in my mind, I was like, I've scored 50 6 or 7 times before. So when Al got that rebound and I was drilling up the court, that's what was going through my mind.
All right, Chris Forsberg watching the game, covering the game. Some people are bothered by the fact that he
Who
knew
is
and wanted to go.
bothered by this?
Like, I don't know. I don't really guess. I don't really care. As long as they're winning the game and it's not and he's not taking shots that he shouldn't take and it's at the detriment of the team, I don't really care.
If he hadn't have passed it up back in the December or November against the Heat, I might feel some way about this. I think Jayson Tatum has demonstrated time and time again this season that it is far more important to him the team goals and getting back to the finals and winning than it is individual honors. But he hasn't shied away from the idea that, look, he wants to be in the MVP conversation. That matters to him. That matters to guys around the league. So I'm okay with it. Look at some of the numbers people have been putting up around the league. It's easy to start forgetting that Jayson Tatum has been great and been the best player on the best team. So I don't mind him going for it in that situation.
And I'll say this too. I'm going to be honest. I didn't love last week after I think he scored 20 points and just his terrible shooting night. And then he kind of came out and said, oh, this is wrong and this is wrong and this is wrong, but I don't want to sit because I'm going to play. And it's like, well, if you're going to play, then maybe don't make excuses for how you play. But then he goes out tonight and he puts up 50. And I wonder if, I don't know. Is it really just a tipping point, to more? Is it another step forward, or is this just the Jayson Tatum we're going to get?
So this is what I walk away thinking is it was a year ago, 358 days to be exact, that he scored 51 in Washington. And it was sort of this launching point for the Celtics last year. Not only did they go on, I think there was 28-7 to the finish line, but Tatum, who really wasn't even in any sort of conversation, certainly not the MVP conversation, got up to 6th in the voting because he was so good, couple of Eastern Conference Player of the Months, and really kind of carried the team to the finish line of that season, and then it's just sort of steamrolled from there. So I wonder, as good as he's been, and it's hard to say there's another level for Jayson Tatum, but he's shooting 35% on three-pointers. He could be up at 37.5 for his career. I do wonder if there's just a little baby jump that he can go up.
Another slight gear.
And if he does that, and I don't want to sit here and be all green teamerish, but that should be scary for the league because Jayson Tatum has been good. He's among the favorites for the MVP.
If he is hurting, though, should he maybe, even if he doesn't want to, should every once in a while they sit him just to make sure he's okay?
Sure. And I honestly, you got to pick your spots. And whether it's his kid's birthday party, which he took off earlier this year, and I'm sure people didn't like that either, or if it's just finding a night where you have back-to-backs or it's game heavy, and there's enough depth here to cover you for a couple games. But he wants to be out there. We've seen him and Jalen want to be out there, even when they were at 29 points in the final 2 minutes. These little things matter, and Joe Mazzulla gets that. And so he kind of pushes them a little bit as well.
I don't mind him keeping him out there if he's already playing so he can get to 50. It's
right.
More that if that wrist really is bothering you and that finger's really
bothering you.
bothering
Does the game help you, though?
Exactly. I mean, probably not. Even if it meant they finished second in the East. To me, who cares? I would rather have them rest him in the regular season and be fresh for the
if that instance comes up, that's fine. But when you look up and they're 4.5 games up in the Eastern Conference, it's I feel pretty good about where they are and their ability to maybe rest guys as we get closer to the finish line. But you got to continue to take care of business.